the dog. A mini dog. You know, if you've got a dog, it's actually quite a good form of cardio to do. Especially if you have a dog like this who wants to make long trips. Oh, always wants a treat after being walked. So let's see what happens. Alright, in here is the combination of everything that he has. Let's choose this. First, he will act like he doesn't see it. Because, you know, look at this. See? He's acting like he doesn't want it. But the moment that I put it here, and I act like I'm not doing anything, still acting. He can't take it much longer. And yep. Oh, another act. And there we go. Okay, so we just got back from walking the dog and it's time for another meal. But let me show you how easy it can be. You don't have to prep every meal, don't have to spend 20 minutes standing in the kitchen. You can do it a lot easier. Let me show you. So the first thing that you do is basically use a steamer to steam the fish. You can also use a pan, put a lid on it and let it, you know, on a very low heat. But I like the steamer more. It just makes the fish taste a little better. We're gonna put 2 of these fishes in here, which makes about 250 grams. And because they're already thawed out and not frozen, we only have to put it on about 10 minutes. Then put the lid on it. So the fish portion is done. Right now I have the ActiFry ready for the vegetables. Right there and right there. I'm gonna put them in there right now. Alright, so I put in some stir-fry vegetables, you know, tomato, onion, how do you call it? A leek, right, you know, and some broccoli, accumulating about 200 grams of vegetables in here. And then we're going to add some rice. This is a big pan of pre-cooked basmati rice, which we're going to put about 275 grams in here right now. Now I added the white rice, 275 grams, and some coconut oil to lubricate everything and to add some healthy fats. But this portion that's coming right now will make or break your meal. This is what a lot of guys, a lot of bodybuilders forget to do to their food. Let's show you. So, as you already saw, I've got some herbs right here. Cajun spices, and personally, because I like it, turmeric. Very good antioxidant, gives a lovely color to this dish. But it's especially this that gives it the flavor. There's salt in here, but also a spice mix of pepper, cayenne pepper, and stuff like that. Just a mix of herbs to put in here. And this is what people forget to make it tasty, to actually look forward to each and every meal. So let's add it. Look at that, the color is already so much more appealing to eat. And you know, the amount that you add really depends on your own taste. You gotta kind of figure out how much to add for yourself. But I always have a little salt container with me just to add a pinch of salt if it tastes too bland, because you want to be able to enjoy it. So let's put this in the ActiFry right now. In the ActiFry, close it up, turn it on. And guys, guess what? All we have to do now is wait 7-8 minutes and we're done. the fish will be done, the rice and the vegetables will be done. We can combine the two and we've got a bodybuilding meal ready. That's the easiest thing to do when prepping meals, is that you don't have to do or prep a lot. Just have every single component ready, put them together at the end, instead of having to cook every single component and then adding them to the end. That's not the way to do it. This is much more easy. Let's show the end result right now. In the meantime, he has taken a very comfortable position, protecting my wallet. But yeah, he's resting from being walked outside. Aren't you? Yep. You are. Beautiful it comes out. Look at this perfect mixture of rice, vegetables, and delicious spices. And then the fish is done as well, so let's put this on a plate. Alrighty guys, I'm upstairs now, about to enjoy this meal. As you can see, I've got the rice, vegetables right here, and the two fishes on top. Very easy to do. If I wouldn't have to record it, it would take like 7 minutes in total to do. So no effort at all. You just gotta have your rice ready, you gotta have your vegetables thawed and your fish thawed, so that it's very fast that it's done. Combine everything, don't forget to add the spices, and enjoy. And this also makes prep so much easier. If you have an active fry, you just put it in there and you can cook at the same time with the stove. Do two things at once, combine everything, and you've got all your meals ready. So that's how to do it. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this meal right now. And guys, do not forget that you can switch up the protein source. Now I took some shrimp, but because it has a little less protein than regular fish, it's about 275 to 300 grams. And the rice and the vegetables is the same, except I didn't add the broccoli this time. But still, this is an amazing pre-workout meal. Alright, so after that pre-workout meal, we will be doing back. I really want to improve the back. The back cannot be wide enough. It accentuates the V taper, and I want a thicker back as well. But I always think the back width is very important, and that's why I will always do a lat pull-down variation of any sorts in my workout. And this time I chose for the lat pull-down with the hammer grip or neutral grips on each side. Normally it's just a curved bar where we have a pronated grip, so with the palms pointing towards the machine. But this time I have a neutral grip, which Arnold Schwarzenegger used himself, and I do think that you get a better stretch this way, and that is for the back width. Now this is a V-bar pull down. To me, the stretch you get with this exercise is just amazing. You guys should really try this one out, and especially focus on the stretch. Literally push up your lats when you stretch. That way you will accentuate the movement, accentuate the effect that the stretch has, because the more you stretch the back in a full range of motion, the wider and more developed it will become, and the stronger you will become through the entire range of motion. Now this will also work a little bit on the thickness. And then I wanted to do another pull down, the unilateral pull down. What unilateral means is that you use one arm at one time, basically. And as you can see, I attached one handle to the pulley of the lat pull down, and I'm simply pulling the weight down with one arm. And this way you can really stretch the lats out once more, but this time you hit it under a different angle. You can see my upper body shifting and moving a little bit, adjusting the stretch and the contraction. So that one is also a great one if you want some variation in your workout. And then it is time for some barbell rows for the back thickness on the lower back. As you can see, I'm going a little heavier now, and that's why I'm going a little bit more upright. But as long as you go below the knees when you stretch out, you will be fine in keeping your back arched. These are rec pulls. I want to work on my entire back basically, but especially the back width and the back thickness, also on the lower back. The lower back
I want that Christmas tree to show on stage pretty soon. And rack pulls is one of the most efficient exercises that you can do heavy to really build the lower back. I cannot do deadlifts because I simply cannot arch my back at the very bottom, so I use rack pulls. And then to finish it off, we use some hyperextensions that purely use the lower back muscles. As you can see, when it becomes easier, I add a 10-kilo plate, and you can up the weight every set. Then it is time for preacher machine curls. Why? Because I want to work on the peak of the bicep. And you can really see me focusing on the contraction right here. And I'm starting out with my left arm, because I'm conscious that my left arm is the weaker and very slightly smaller arm compared to the right side. Always start out with your weaker arm and then match the amount of reps and weight with the stronger arm so that you will balance them out. And that's my tip to people with unbalanced muscle groups. Do a lot of, movements that uses individual arms and then start out with the weakest arm. But I'm having pause reps here at the top, really contracting the bicep as hard as I can, really feeling the peak form. And then I'm excited, satisfied with this exercise. Then some close grip easy barbell curls. The close grip is again to accentuate the bicep peak, but this is a completely different angle, and we're using two arms at the same time, so you can use more weight. And you can see the movement is pretty slow and controlled, especially at the top. I really want to feel that peak contraction in the biceps. And then finishing it off with the classic alternating dumbbell curls. And when you look at me curling, I make sure that I don't use momentum, at least as little as possible. And when I contract the biceps, I turn my wrists outwards so that I completely contract the bicep as hard as possible. And when you go down, you slowly turn your wrist back to lengthen the bicep fully. And this is the correct way to do it, and don't go too heavy.
Alrighty, so just finished the workout and did a back, as you saw, back and biceps, pretty heavy. Of course, I don't always record all sets because I need the spotter, not to record, but to spot the weight. Anyway, let's see my post-workout meal right now. So this is my post-workout meal. It consists of 300 grams of cooked basmati rice, added some broccoli again, and had the leftover shrimps, which actually was still 300 grams added to this, and of course the turmeric and a little salt and the Cajun spices. And if it doesn't taste good enough, we've got this, a little more sea salt. Why? Because we lost a lot of sodium during the workout, sweated a lot, so we have to replenish it anyway. So I'm going to enjoy this meal right this second.
Alrighty guys, that was the video of today. I want to thank you guys for watching, and trust me, a lot more videos are coming. And don't forget to stay golden.